So as the blockade gets underway in the Strait of Hormuz, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations posting a formal advisory to mariners notifying of restrictions, and they're saying that neutral vessels that are currently in ports that are run by Iran will be given a, quote, limited grace period to depart those ports. Meanwhile, what you're looking at right now is live marine traffic. The green dots there are cargo vessels. The red dots are oil vessels. Now, the U.S. military has started the process of clearing mines from the Strait of Hormuz as the U.S. moves to end Tehran's stranglehold on that key shipping lane. It's a big deal right now, and it could be a major move forward in the strategy to wind down this war. President Trump talking about that yesterday with Maria on Sunday Morning Futures.
You say that there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them, and this is world extortion. How will the United States ensure that the mines are removed in the Strait of Hormuz?
So we have minesweepers there now. We have highly sophisticated underwater minesweepers, which are the latest and the greatest. But we're also bringing in more traditional minesweepers. A lot of countries don't have minesweepers. Think of it. They had 28 mine droppers. What country has 28 mine droppers? 28 boats to drop mines. What country? They've been completely obliterated.
I want to bring in Tom Sauer, former explosive ordnance disposal officer, a mine specialist. Tom, it's great to have you on. Good morning.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Let's start with what we think we know. We think there might be a dozen mines, all right? But right now, not a single mine has been located based on the reporting that we have. What do you have?
That's right, Bill. Right now, there are reports, but it's all kind of what we say, rumors, indications, and warnings that there might be about a dozen or so moored mines, right? There's many different types of mines out there. Moored mines are ones that are suspended by a cable that's resting on an anchor on the seabed floor that's floating at or usually just below the waterline. They can be contact mines, which is where basically the ship runs into one of the horns, like the traditional horns you see on, what you think of a mine would look like. But they also could be influence mines, and that is when a ship cruises right above it and it has a metal detector, a magnetometer that detects something metal that's very close to it, and then it detonates. So, and also on top of that, influence mines can be very sophisticated, where they can put a ship counter on that, where basically it'll wait until 5, 6, 7, a dozen or more ships go past it before it would detonate, which is why sweeping is something that is good and is helpful, but what's best is hunting. We always say, hunt if you can, sweep if you must. And in order to hunt for those mines, we've got some of the most sophisticated unmanned underwater vehicle technology that's led by EOD Mobile Unit 6. Many of my Navy EOD brothers and former teammates are there. They are the same unit that actually cleared mines from the Persian Gulf nearly 40 years ago during the tanker wars. And what they're using are, it looks like an underwater torpedo that cruises around, uses side scan sonar to find the mines. We've got some excellent technology, and there's even better technology that's on the way. There's companies like Ulysses that is already ready to deploy mass-produced, inexpensive mine hunting drones that can be deployed in mass to find all of these mines. We think there might only be a dozen or more, but we're going to find out here pretty soon. It's going to take a few days, but we're going to get there.
Well, you're great, Tom. Let's keep talking here. What did you think of the two naval destroyers going through the Strait on Saturday? I thought it was a clever move. What did you think?
I think it was a great move, and obviously there was some risk associated with that. So it means that we've probably already been doing a little bit of searching, and we knew what's in there. So I suspect, I've got no special knowledge, but I suspect we knew that the route that they took was clear. As you know, the Iranians declared a special, hazardous area, which is probably the first reason to stand, where we're going to search for those mines.
All right, Tom, so how does it work? How long does it take when you're talking about 20 miles wide in the water?
Well, it depends on the technology you're using. If we're using the UUVs, whether it's the Mark 18 family of systems, or it could be, one of the larger ones from tech companies such as Anduril. But we're probably looking at, no matter what, we're looking at probably at least 2, 3, 4 days of searching, and then it depends whether we find something. We find something, we'll mark it, continue searching, and then that involves using an ROV, a remotely operated vehicle robot, or possibly sending a Navy EOD diver down to go take care of that mine, which is the job that I trained for most of my entire career, and I'm insanely jealous of the guys who get to go do the deed.
Tom, thanks for coming on. We are 22 minutes into a moment we've been waiting for. We'll see how it goes. Tom Sauer, thank you. We'll call on you again.
Thank you so much, Bill. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dana. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.